our freedoms, and Max mentioned this, the flip side of freedoms are our responsibility. Okay? And we are responsible people. We are thoughtful people. We're compassionate people. Canadians are held in high regard worldwide, not because of our governments, but because of us, because of you and I and all of us. That's why we're held in high regard. We are responsible people. We're compassionate people. And we see this attack on our freedoms often comes through the back door of responsibilities, where they take away our responsibility for our own health, you know, and we've seen that this year pretty clear. You are not responsible for your health now. The state is responsible for your health. They take away our responsibility to care and love and express affection for our loved ones when they're sick and elderly and in a long-term care. That's our responsibility. That's not the state's responsibility. I need to have that freedom if I have my mother or father, or anybody has their mother or father, that they can tend to, or their spouse. You know, and we look through, you know, the education of our children. I've got grandchildren in school now. It is terrible to see what we're doing with our kids. That we're telling them that it's too dangerous to be beside or with their classmates and their friends, that they may infect them. They may infect their mom and dad, and we're terrorizing our children. And you know, this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. But they go after our freedoms by making us believe that government is more responsible than ourselves. I have faith, I have confidence, it will never waver, it will never shake, that here is where we find common sense, here is where we find responsibility. If you want to go somewhere where there's no common sense, that building right there. And Ottawa as well. If you want to find some place where there's no responsibility, that building right there. The responsibilities are found in our homes and in our families. But we know that Doug Ford, Justin Trudeau, and all parties are looking at COVID through the lens of re-election. They're looking at public opinion polls, etc. We have a job to do. And we can do it, and we will do it, because there is no losing this battle, in my view. We cannot and will not lose. We need to encourage our friends, our families, our neighbors, everyone, our workmates, to think about the consequences of what we're doing and take us back away from this dangerous path that we're on. Let's have thoughtful policies that protect our freedoms, restore our responsibilities, and maybe, just maybe, I might be asking a little too much, but make those people accountable for what they have done and the tragedy that they have caused. Let's work together and we will win. Thank you very much.
Good, thanks.
Oh, and I should say one more thing. Oh, yes, we've got 4 amigos up here at least, for 4 musketeers. Well, there was a 4th musketeer, too. I'm going to say this one other thing, because it dawned on me with Max being here. You know, oftentimes we see the Quebecois and the English at odds. No, it's true. Like it is true. But I view this in this fashion. When I came from a family of 9 kids, and I had 5 brothers, and we often fought. Surprise, surprise. And you know, we fought often. But But if there was any one of us that were ever under threat by somebody else, those brothers would all stand together. And nobody would beat us. And when the French and the English stand together, our history shows. When we all stand together, our history shows that we cannot lose. Thank you.
I may be loud, but I'm short. So I'm going to be brief this morning. I'm going to be brief this morning. The Constitutional Rights Center stands shoulder to shoulder with Randy Hillier and is protecting the rule of law, the Constitution, and the democracy and democratic institutions. And we also stand shoulder to shoulder with any and everyone who does the same. What this government is doing is it's dispense with Parliament. It's acting on the royal pretense of royal prerogative, which happened in the 1680s, which led to the beheading of Charles I. Dispensing with Parliament and acting on the pretense of royal prerogative have been unconstitutional since 1688. And so he's buried the Constitution, he's buried democracy, and he has to answer to that, both at the polls and in the courts. All right. So I'll turn it back to Randy.
You have a track record of being successful. Why do they keep characterizing you as just some arbitrary person with no actual foundation?
Yeah, you want the truth? Okay. Despite my track record in winning cases that should never have been won, according to them, they always try to clown me because I'm a short immigrant whoop. All right, and that's a fact. Because if I was a partner of one of the downtown legal firms, I'd be called, eminent counsel and this and that. They always try to dehumanize me because of my background. And what I got to say to them is always, go pound sand on a wet beach.